Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 hit games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description listing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 277. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. First up, we have a team dig from Zed Supremus and Zinfidel ZT. WINGAMES /arcade/BLACKBOX. I'm gonna guess a puzzle game of some kind, even though it's in the arcade folder. BLACKBOX. I almost said blackout. BLACKBOX.exe.help.text and a file ID.diz, which says, BLACKBOX. The rules of BLACKBOX are very simple. You first get an 8x8 blackboard, the black box, where some whatsits are hidden. Capitalized for... Whoa, how did that happen? Yeah, whatsits is capitalized, so that's a thing. You must discover their position. Oh, okay. So this is going to be more like... Yeah, I got a feeling I know what this is going to be like. Apparently made by a Christoph Ivan? Or Ivan? Something like that. Program is freeware. Okay, doesn't happen often with Windows 3.1 software. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be a lot to this. So there is a help file. Yep, it's gonna be another one of these games where you're sending little pulses into the grid, figuring out where they're bouncing around, figuring out where the things are. Yeah, we've seen a couple games like this at least. So, BLACKBOX. Okay, we don't have a useless maximize button. Although it's kind of black and white. Didn't it look color in the instructions just now? Maybe there's a color option here somewhere. So options, background. Okay, so we have different background selections. You know, I'm getting kind of a little burst of nostalgia right now, because one of the things I remember from way back as a kid when I first used Windows 3.1 was changing the background of the desktop and stuff. And for some reason, these little patterns here, because these are just color patterns, they're not actually textures or anything. And I remember setting like all kinds of different things and stuff and watching the stuff around like appear on top of that. So that was like my very first Windows 3.1 experience. And this is kind of reminding me of that, changing these backgrounds here. Well, let's go with the red one. And then we have build mode. I'm guessing that's if you want to create your own puzzle. And then there's load game and save game. Got an about screen. Says it's freeware. It's including the system status. Not a lot of programs did that. Okay, so I guess new game. So I guess what we can do is click on one of these little things. So it says 10 was absorbed. It'd be nice if there was like a little indicator on the grid. 14 was reflected. Okay, reflected where? 30 goes to 03. Okay, so this one's not actually showing like any indicators around the edge. Instead, it's a list of results. So that's kind of annoying. Like, I mean, with 30 going to 3, I'm gonna guess there might be one here, but... Okay, I think this might be correct, this layout here. So I did a number of tests here, and it seems like this side of the field is mostly clear, and there was a lot of absorbing going on here. Like 7 got absorbed here, 8 got reflected to 9. Like these ones I think are right. These two I'm also pretty sure about. Yeah, I think I got this, so done. Yeah, I got them. There you go. You won. As opposed to you win. So that was BLACKBOX, a more rudimentary version of these games we've seen where you're trying to find hidden objects by bouncing light or rays or marbles or whatever through a grid. This one's a lot more basic, but at the same time it's free, so, you know, if you wanted a free version of this and you didn't mind the fact that it didn't have like little indicators on the edges and stuff, well, here you go. Next up from Adam Maroli, we've got DOSGAMES /board /2D chess. I mean, yeah, because those 3D chess variants are so prevalent, you gotta differentiate between the two. Oh, wait a minute. This is just a single 9 kilobyte executable from 1984. Well, this is gonna be a very simple game, if it even works. Chess. So Chess 88 version 2.0, isn't the file date 84? I don't know. Chess program for the IBM personal computer by Don Berg. Which color do you select, white or black? I guess it'll be white. Oh, it's gonna be capital. So which look-ahead level do you select? Probably 1. Oh wait, it's this one. Okay, we actually had this particular chess game on our old Tandy 1000 computer. So yeah, I'm actually familiar with this one, although I'm pretty sure we haven't seen this on the show yet. But yeah, this is a really early chess game. So pick up piece using Dell. Okay, let's start with this one. And place piece using insert. So computer is working, and computer's making its move. Okay. And then it's our turn. So now, let's do this. I'm going to move this piece up here. Okay, so the computer's moved its knights, so now I'm going to move my pawn here up to here. Now, I don't think the computer's going to try taking it, but the computer's bringing its bishop out as well. So, in this current situation, the computer's bishop can't take anything of mine and from that position, so it's probably preparing for something. I guess at this point, I should probably consider how I'm gonna get my pieces to go where I want them to, obviously. Let's get the knight out. And put the knight right over here. The computer moved its king. Why? Like, I mean, I kinda get what the computer's going for here, because the king can take pieces right next to it. But that's kind of an interesting approach, trying to use the king offensively. Like, I mean, it's a thing. You can do it. It's not generally a good idea, but you can do it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my knight here. Because that immediately put the computer in check, so the computer had to do something about it. And now, that's actually not the move I was expecting it to make. But what I can do at this point is, if I move my knight here, let's see what the computer decides. Okay, so the computer is going to take the knight. And now, oh no, wait. That was almost a good plan, but I kind of just realized that the computer's pawns could take my knight if I put it there. Kind of realized that one too late. But one thing I can do is I can move my bishop all the way up here, and now that threatens their queen. Not their king, but their queen. So I got to do something about that. Okay, that was kind of expected. So I'm actually going to move my rook here. Because I don't think he's going to try to take my bishop, because if he does that, then I can just put my knight into place and get rid of their queen there. Okay, but they're forcing the issue, which I kind of expected. But I'm not sure if this is going to work so well. Maybe. Well, now I'm just playing kind of a little too fast for my own good, because I kind of want this to be over with. And the computer's doing quite a bit of damage to me in the process, which is kind of expected. But I managed to get one of my pawns up there quite a bit. I mean, it's probably not going to last, but as I said, I'm just trying to get the game over with at this point. So, where are we at? Okay, so the computer finally took that pawn of mine, which kind of expected that to happen at some point. So, I think what I'm going to do now is move my queen here. And let's see what the computer does. Okay, that's kind of an odd move for the computer, because I don't think taking the computer's rook just right now puts me in any sort of risk. It almost seems like, well, maybe there is a strategy here that I'm missing, but we're going to find out in a second. So what's the computer about to do? The computer just moves a pawn. Okay. Okay, I think I have an idea here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move my rook here. And I want to see what the computer does with this situation. Interesting. Yeah, if I move my queen over to, or my king over to here, and then the computer's going to move their bishop up there. Okay. And I'm going to move my king one more time here to put it there. And now, okay, I see what the computer is going to try to do now. Okay, so let's see if this works. So I'm going to move my rook to take the computer's bishop. The computer's probably going to move their king or queen to take the pawn there. Yep, that's what I expected. Puts me in check. Now, move the queen. Or the king. I always confuse the queen and king in chess. It's just weird like that. Oh. I wasn't actually expecting that. Whoops. Okay, so that's a very simple chess game. I don't know this particular version of chess. I don't know like how it was originally distributed. I think maybe it came with like certain IBM PC distributions or something. I mean, it was with our Tandy 1000. Like, we had it when we got the Tandy computer. So I'm not entirely certain what its distribution method was, but yeah, here it is on a Shareware CD, probably gleaned from some BBS some years yet later. So yeah. Although one last thing before I forget, I do remember from playing this in the past that if you set the computer's difficulty level to anything higher than its minimum and play a really good game of chess, you eventually start to hit points on a period correct system where it can take a half hour or more for the computer to make moves. So yeah, that's something to be careful of. And our last dig for today from Kobu Retro is WINGAMES /MS/miser. Funny thing is that miser is one of those words that I've heard many times, but I don't actually know the meaning of. So miser. We got a doc file and a very small executable. Okay, so what's in the doc file? So Misermind, rules of the game. The rules are like that of Mastermind. One more puzzle game to roll it out. Like, this is basically a week of puzzles, I guess. So if you've never played, the idea is to determine the pattern of colored pegs that the computer selected. To accomplish this, you make guesses and use the hints provided for each guess to logically deduce the answer to the puzzle. Yep, that sounds like Mastermind, alright. And this one's technically shareware, but technically not, because the author's saying just to send in a small donation of $5 or whatever you think the software is worth. So, okay. $5 is going to means that this is probably not too elaborate, and given the file size, yeah, it's probably very simple. Okay, so Misermind. I don't even have to ask if it maximizes or not, because that's already a too big of a window. Or... what? Huh. That... okay, I'm restarting it because I need to make this apparent. That was the default starting window size, which makes it look like there's all this space that it's completely not using, and that this is going to be like just a fixed size, but no, it does maximize. It's just, it's stuck at the side of the screen. Anyways, let's put it into a window that makes a little more sense, and then we can give this one a shot. Okay, so we have a selection of 6, 8, 10, or 12 colors. Blank okay? Not sure what it means by that. And then if we increase the color count, we have... yeah, that's a lot of different colors. Some of these look like they might be dithered. It's hard to tell from how far away I'm sitting from the screen here, but... like, these colors at the top are all solid colors for sure. So is the magenta and the cyan. It's just the rest of them that look like they might be dithered colors. Oh, that's why you can make it wider, because you can actually have up to 8 pegs, and the board needs to be very big for that one. Well, I already had everything set up for the 5 pegs that it was defaulting to, so we'll go to 5 pegs. We got an about screen here. Apparently this is a version 0.7b from 1990. So... actually, that's kind of interesting that the documentation included details about the author, but this just says M&M Productions, which I've got a feeling there might be a confectionery company who might take issue with that name. Okay, so new game. Which ones are we... okay, so we have to click and drag into these little spots here. And I'm guessing we can... well... yeah, it lets us drag into stuff ahead of time, and we can actually drag the pegs out, it looks like. Or replace them entirely, so... yeah, the controls seem to be okay so far. So, let's do a guess of blue, red, green, yellow, purple, or magenta, or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna guess, just based on the odds of having these 3 perfect... as in extremely low odds, I'm going to guess that 3 white pegs, 3 white dots here means I've got 3 colors correct, but in the wrong spots. So that means 2 of these colors are wrong. Actually, one thing we should probably figure out is if repeats are a potential. So if we do this and hit the button, and find out that only one of those is correct, well, correct in terms of it's there, just not in the wrong spot. That means that there can indeed be repeats, because out of all 8 different colors, we've somehow only managed to hit 4 of them. So that's kind of important. Also interesting, because only one of these is correct. That means there's not 2 whites and there's not 2 blacks. Okay, I somehow managed to nail 2 of these into the correct spots. That's unexpected. I don't know which 2, but... okay, 3 of these are the correct color, which means there's going to be 2 greens or 2 purples, but not both. So that's good to know. Yeah, I think I might have already figured out a good chunk of it, but first let's see if black is the missing color. No, and in fact doing that suddenly made it so that we were not only missing one of the colors that was in place, but we were also missing one... okay. So I think one of these yellows or blues is wrong. But now here's the thing. Based on this one here, which had 2 blues and 2 yellows, if the yellow was the wrong one here, then that would mean that there shouldn't be a yellow present at all. And actually, same with the blue. If the blue was the wrong one there, blue shouldn't be present. And if red is present, then that means that's the correct spot for it. So let's think about this here. If we put red there... Oh, but one of these two was right. Because getting rid of this purple and this blue cyan got rid of two results, one of which was correct. Well, it might not have been the purple one. Might not have been the purple one. So if we do something like this, it's like if the yellow and the purple were correct, and then so was this red, and the red and yellow are there, and that means there's not going to be an extra yellow, not going to be extra blues. There's only one purple, and it's this one. Then that would mean that the red's in the wrong spot, which makes sense. But that would mean this green is also correct and should be here. But that doesn't work because only 3 of these colors are present. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's 2 purples. I'm pretty sure there's 2 purples in here. I'm pretty sure the cyan's going to be in here as well. So let's try like that. That. Where should the other one go? Let's try there. I'm still not sure if blue or yellow is the correct color, though. Okay, so we know that there has to be either a blue or yellow, but not both, and there has to be either a green or a red, but not both. So that's kind of the situation we're in here now. So the purple, the cyan, the 2 purples and the cyan are definitely in the puzzle somewhere. So if we were to go say green and yellow, okay, one of those is correct and one of those is wrong. Can I do this? Okay, I can copy the colors up. So now let's say, not blue, red instead. Okay, those are our colors. Yellow, red, purple, purple, cyan. Very close now. 3 of these are correct and 2 of them are wrong. So 2 of these need to be flipped. The question is, which 2? Well, if we look at some of our past some of the past stuff we did here, way at the bottom here, we already know that the yellow, the purple, and the red are present, and these are all the wrong spots. So the red can't be here. But we also know that a red is present. Okay, that has to be red. This has to be red. There's no exception to it. And same with the yellow, or no, wait a minute. The yellow could be on the other side. No, wait, the yellow has to be over here because of this one we did right over here. Okay, so the yellow and the red, those 2 are guaranteed. But then we have 2 purples and the cyan to worry about. And the trick is the cyan in the correct spot? It can't be here because this cyan registered as a white dot over there. So it can't be there. Now in this case, we know that that's correct, and then one other is correct, and it can't be this one, which means it has to be the cyan. This is the pattern. Got it. Okay, so that was Misermind. It's a highly customizable Mastermind clone that actually works pretty well for what it is. And the author was only asking $5 if you enjoy it. So I guess if you really wanted a basic Mastermind game with a good selection of options, then yeah, this one works.